Hi Leo, I'm Jenny Fitterer and welcome to your December Tarotscope. I have a single card for you for the month of December. The first two-thirds of December is Sagittarius season, then we have December solstice, and then that initiates Capricorn season. And your card for the month is the Page of Wands reversed. So this is the way that he looks the right way up. We have this dandy young fellow, well dressed. He's got his big staff next to him. He's got this big kind of yellow bright aura around him. It's kind of sweeping red, little greens beside him. And he came out upside down like that. Okay, so we're going to see what Page of Wands has for us today. All right, hold on, there we go. Okay, Page of Wands, renewed strength. Only on this card is the central figure totally enveloped in his own aura from head to foot. This has a double meaning. The Page of Wands is totally immersed in his own concerns. He surrenders to his flame and his passion unconditionally and is always full of enthusiasm. At the same time, the card counsels us to be aware of the limitations of our perceptions because we are absorbed in our own world. The snake-like or butterfly-like drawings around the central figure alert us to our much greater potential. Our zest for action and desire to develop urge us on to reach beyond our own boundaries now. In relation to our motivational forces, wands, fire, energy, the scope of our actual experience is relatively small. This is a danger, but also an opportunity. Beware of naive inactivity as well as effusive zeal. We once entered this life full of the will to survive, to grow, and to express ourselves. We can harness this zeal now to explore the world thoroughly, greeting each success or failure as a new experience. If we welcome ordeals of fire and recognize them as a form of inner purification, we will find ourselves enriched by these lessons. Our ability always to go beyond ourselves gives us renewed strength and replenishes our youthful vitality. Practical advice. Learn to understand energies that are larger than you. Beware of narrow-mindedness. Hold on to that which makes your heart sing and your spirit soar. Okay, Leo, this card actually feels kind of applicable to you in general, in some ways, which is this very bright aura surrounding this figure that says, Leo has this this fire energy, this very bright kind of beacon energy, and it's very typically kind of draws people to, like the moth to the flame, which can kind of go either way. Like for some people that makes you really excellent leader or mentor or example. People can be really inspired by you. And for others that can kind of feel you like, oh, I'm the center of the universe here because look, everybody's paying attention to me. Therefore maybe my needs are more important than others just because I'm seeing people kind of coming around me a little bit. So this page, he both has, as with many things, our strongest attribute can be both a blessing and a curse. So this page, he's so surrounded by his passion and he is surrendering to it and he's enveloped by it and he's putting all of his energy into it, which means that he has so much great capacity to experience and achieve whatever it is that he's very concerned about and wrapped in. So if you are having you might be feeling kind of a reignited passion for a particular vision or a project that you're having, and it really just kind of wants to consume you completely. And that's a neutral thing. That's not bad or good. It depends on what you do with it. So this can be a great time for you to focus your energy in and be able to utilize that kind of passion and focus that you have, the dedication for this project, or this kind of, whatever it is that's really getting you excited and kind of wrapping you all up where you're not paying attention to other things. But the downside is that's your passion. It doesn't mean it's everybody else's. And so if you get into that self-absorbed kind of like, this is the most important thing to me, therefore it should be the most important thing to everybody, because I'm a Leo, right? Everybody's interested in what I'm doing, right? It's kind of like you can't make that assumption. But at the same time, that also doesn't mean that you're all alone. There can be many people that maybe are able to help you, that maybe have a very similar passion, or that are so inspired by seeing you lit up for what it is you want to do, that actually kind of helps, that kind of help ignites their flame, ignites their passion. That's one of the great gifts of Leo, is being inspirational. Doesn't mean people have to be like you or go and do what you're doing. But it's just like they get take a little bit of their fire with you, and it helps sparks their own kind of fire. So there is if you can kind of pull out a little bit of that kind of self-absorbed hyper focus, which either ignores other people, either ignores that other people have needs, or ignores that other people might want to help you, and you come up from that and be able to be like, well, I'm not going to disperse my flame. This isn't a good time to be like, oh, I'm scared of being self-absorbed. I'd better like, destroy this aura here and go and help other people. No, it's still a great time for you to be very, very enveloped in whatever's going on for you without being consumed by it, without neglecting everybody else, which also includes neglecting the knocks on the door for help or neglecting those people who you could, inspire them a lot and help them with their journey. So you don't ever... There's so many times where like we can feel really like when we get into one of our extreme states, which can be an extreme gift that we have that makes us different from other people, then we can sometimes get like scared of that extreme of like, oh, this is too much. Or, which may be true, oh, if I was like this all the time, it wouldn't be sustainable. Therefore, I'm scared to do this at all. If you're this consumed by your passions and this focused all the time, yeah, it might be a bit burnout, might be hard to connect with other people, but just because you're there right now, this might be a really great time to be there. This card coming up might be like, yeah, this is an excellent time. Don't be stressed out about the fact that, yeah, this isn't sustainable all the time, but like utilize this energy for what it's giving you now, and then just be aware of when maybe the wheel will turn again and it'll be time to pull into a little bit of a different energy. But don't just stop yourself in your full stride because you're kind of nervous. So just as a little tip there, if some of you are like, yeah, like I'm feeling like I'm being told that what I'm doing isn't okay, or I feel like I'm being judged by other people, or I've got judgments about being in a fully self-contained state, and I feel I should always be helping other people. Like, don't stress out about it too much. Feel what's right, what feels like, yeah, now it's a time for you to give from inside instead of, oh, this outside feeling of guilt of like, yeah, I should stop what I'm doing. So I'll move on from that now though. So this particular season is great. So we're in Sagittarius season right now for the beginning of December, and that Sagittarius is a fire sign as well. So you're kind of getting that. You're a fire sign in a fire season, and so that might be even part of this, yeah, like extra spark here that you're going to be feeling. So really utilize that. Sagittarius is the sign ruled by Jupiter, which has this quality of expansion. And so you might be feeling like, oh yeah, this fire energy, like this excitement. Ooh, I'm expanding this. My vision's expanding. My dreams are expanding. And in this case with Sagittarius, they're also looking for new experiences and often wanting to go to faraway places, to travel, to experience new things, to kind of keep fueling their passion and their quest and their intrigue for truth. So you might be feeling, yeah, like you've maybe focused on something, but feeling like you want to expand out, go look at other places where you might have resources, or connecting with others, communicate and talk a little bit more about truths that excite you. It's still a very connected time. So you can be, it feels like a bit of dichotomy of being involved in your own senses and your own projects and passions, while still also being connected to the experience of others and connected to wanting to expand out. So it's nice. It's not this like contracted and focused and like lonely. It still can be very gregarious while being very focused on what it is that you are wanting to do. Then we have December solstice. Solstice is, of course, this point of most extremes, where we have the most light in the southern hemisphere, or we have the most dark in the northern hemisphere, but that's just as the wheel is starting to turn again, and now it's going to start moving back into balance. So if you're feeling out of balance, as in not 50-50, that's fine. This is a season where that is good and healthy to have gone to one extreme, either into the nest, into the earth in the winter, kind of preparing for the new spring, or at this vibrant kind of growth phase. Those are extremes. They really need to be there at the time, and also it wouldn't be sustainable if we were there all the time. So don't be concerned again if your energy feels like that solstice one end of the extremes. Great. Then that's where the energy is leading you, and then it's going to turn and it's going to flow and change again. So we have, and what it's going to be turning into is Capricorn season. Capricorn season is very, very often a lot of getting it done time. It's very goal oriented, working a lot on your projects, but also includes a little bit more structure, discipline, kind of a narrowing of the focus to get things done. So where Sagittarius still has this very expansive, like collect new experiences, go out into the world, it can have a very like, then Capricorn's like, okay, coming back in. We can't party all the time. We can't always be taking new things in. We have to start working with it and integrate and manifest it. So we have a very natural kind of narrowing into the focus. And this can happen, in our particular holiday season. A lot of the time, beginning of December, we've got a lot of different holiday activities, even then approaching the new year. But then there's often this like, okay, beginning of the new year or end of the holidays, or we're like, okay, I'm gonna maybe not, we had a little bit of excess and a lot of fun, and now we're gonna focus in and get back to kind of a bit more structure. So that's energy is going to be kind of pulling you in, which is going to help you to get even more practical work done into whatever passion it is that you're experiencing. So I think I'm going to leave it with that, because otherwise I'm just going to get excited and keep going. So yeah, we're looking at those two kind of main energies here, that Sagittarius expansion and passion, where you can really still get excited and maybe be inspiring others as you are still quite enveloped in your passion. Then we get the solstice, and then Capricorn season is maybe bringing it in a little bit more, so that you have the capacity to focus on what it is that you want to get done. Yeah, that's what's coming up for you, Leo, this month. If you want a little bit more information on some of the transits that are happening, the Pay What You Can Sagittarius season forecast is up and available on the YouTube channel. Appreciate every donation. That'll just give you a little bit more kind of knowledge about what's happening in the transits, as well as in other tarot readings. So do check that out. Otherwise, have a fabulous December, and I will see you next month. Take care, Leo.